Hey everyone! Welcome! It's Friday. I have changed my setup a little bit this week. Firstly, there's more light so I can get a bit more natural lighting, which is amazing. But secondly, I have a little stool that I'm going to be using instead. Mostly because I was finding kneeling to be a bit uncomfortable and it was making me sort of stretch in ways that were kind of awkward, so I just set myself up a bit differently so it's a bit more comfy. So hopefully that doesn't change how well I'm able to interact with you guys, but we'll just see. I'm also going to grab my iPad and double check what this looks like, because in my view on my phone my head is cut off, but I don't know. I find that in the view on Facebook you can see a bit more, so I'm just gonna check before we start. And I'll also have my iPad here just so I can check comments and chat to you guys. Yeah, so that's looking good. I'll just make sure this is on silent. Okay. So I will be here for half an hour. I'm going to be painting the more detailed parts of this flower now. I know what it's called, but I always forget. I'm not gonna make it up. If anyone knows, please comment, because that would be really helpful. But I might have my back to you all a little bit more than usual, just because did I cut off the piece of your... No. No, I didn't cut off my wall. It's like in the middle of my house, so it's kind of like a column in the lounge room. But yeah, I'll be here for half an hour and I will put some music on. I'll try and talk to you all as much as possible. I might have my back to you a little bit more than usual, just because this part's really detailed and it takes a long time. Doesn't look like it would, but it does. So, we'll start. I'll put music on now. Let me know if the music isn't loud enough. That seems quite quiet to me, to be honest. Turn it up a little bit. Alright, let's do this. So today I've put paint onto my, I want to say palette, I actually don't know, it's a board. So I've got yellow, red, white and black, which should help me sort of achieve everything that I want to achieve today. Just hoping I don't get paint on myself. That would not be ideal. Okay. So during the week, I spent a little bit of time just making these a little bit darker, just to make these, I guess just to help show a bit more differentiation compared to if I was doing it on the Fridays only, just because it's quite slow. So, I'm just thinking what I want to do. I might just keep building up these darker parts, just to make them a bit more defined, and we'll go from there. I'm hoping to finish these front ones tonight, but we'll just see. So I'm just mixing a little bit of red and black right now. Do I take song requests? I'm not allowed. Mainly because we don't want to put music that has copyright and stuff. But I wish I could. If your song request is soft piano music, then yes. And I know I should be wearing a smock. That would be wise. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. That would be smart. Alright. I'm just thinking where to start. This and I think the colour I've mixed is not dark enough, so we'll try again. Take 2. I don't want to add too much black straight away because I feel like it's a bit harder to get it back to that reddy colour. Like I could just add more red, but my head might be blocking your view a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be really careful now with my paint, like my brush strokes, just because this part is a lot more detailed than what I've been doing previously. I just want to make sure that the lines are defined properly and yeah, that it's not looking too messy. Although I find the messy painting a lot more fun in terms of not being worried about what it looks like. This is probably more, like requires more of my concentration, which is nice as well, but the messy painting's definitely more fun in terms of just sort of going for it and seeing how it looks at the end. Trying to figure out the best placement for my hand because I'm gonna end up with paint all over myself. What type of brush strokes and messy painting, so finger painting? In terms of like the brush strokes that I'm doing at the moment, it's just really slow and precise, so really, I guess, more detailed than when I would have been doing, say, like this flower, where I could just like flick instead of having to like go really slowly and really watch what I'm doing. Messy painting, finger painting is super fun. I should do more finger painting, but I mean like messy painting is in, I guess I mean is in outside of the lines. That's because I like things to be detailed and inside the lines. I'm just finishing this bit and then I will pop the music back on because it's just stopped. Okay. I'm trying to get my head out of the way so you can actually kind of see what I'm doing. Sort of painting like this. I'm trying to. guess the good thing about painting on the wall is that I can kind of lean up against it as I go. It's been really good, thank you. I hope yours has been good too. And there are, oh geez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 32-ish, yeah, which is probably why it's taking longer than I thought it would. I'm thinking I might have gone a little bit too dark with this colour, or just with this flower compared to this one. I want them to look different, but I'm just a bit worried that this one might be a little bit too dark, which just means that I'll go back in later on and then just make some parts a bit lighter if I need to. No significance of 32. It is how many thingies that were in the picture that I used. Some more paint in a second because I'm about to run out. I just had a moment where I was like, oh my god, is there paint on my hands when I went like this? Luckily it's fine. I'm just mixing this paint with a little bit more water just to try and get a bit more out of it before I mix it again. In terms of what I'm doing, like with the paintbrush, I'm almost kind of flattening it against the wall so you get this sharp edge, and then that allows you to, I guess, create a bit more of a solid line instead of it being all streaky. Thank you, Rowan. I think it's looking quite good. I have extended the painting a bit further up my wall as well. But I might just have to do a little completed sort of picture instead of filming that, because it's going to be kind of tricky to film and then speak at the same time, I think. Time to mix more paint, because I think I've sort of got that to as far as it's going to go. When I'm trying to match the colour, I guess I'm trying to mix the new paint almost kind of on top of the old one, but almost like a little bit next to it so I can see if it's actually matching or not. Because these are individual though, I'm not super concerned about it not matching perfectly. Like, it can just be a similar kind of dark red, but it doesn't have to be the exact same. Just trying to check what the time is, because I tend to lose track of time, and I just want to. Okay, 5:20. Wow. Alright. So the color I've got now, it's pretty much the same pretty much. Might be like a teeny tiny bit different, but it's matching pretty okay. Finish these darker bits, I will go back in and start doing the lighter bits again, just to give it that three-dimensional sort of feel that it needs. But right now I'm just trying to leave the parts that I want lighter, I guess blank, or just leave them so they don't have any of the darker paint on them, just because it's easier to not have to go over the darker colour. I need to readjust my stool. It's starting to stretch now, and then my ability to make it look good is diminishing. I might even just focus on these ones that are closest to me, and then next time maybe I'll just finish the rest of my own time and can like swap it around. I'm not sure yet. The stretch is not ideal. I want to finish this one, but I will abandon the rest. And we can just focus on these. Right. I want to start putting a bit of a lighter colour on these ones now, sort of on the other side of what I have been doing. So I just have to make sure I'm washing my brush a bit better than I might usually be, because otherwise the darker colour is going to still be there and it'll cause issues. Thank you, Danica. It's really getting there. I'm liking it more and more every week, which is really nice. I wouldn't be too happy if I was hating it more and more every week. That probably wouldn't be ideal. I'm just thinking if I want to start with red, just like as it is, or if I want to maybe mix it with a little bit of yellow. Decisions. I think I might start with just red and we'll just see. I might decide later that I want to change it. I got some new paint yesterday. So this red is actually a little bit different than the other red I was using, so I'm keen to see how it looks with everything else. I'm just wondering if this is, it's not too wet, we're okay. if I put my hand on it, it's gonna be fine. Oh, thank you, Latropia Space, which I'm assuming is Kylie. Thank you. This red is actually perfect for what I wanted it to be, because it's a lot lighter and kind of more vibrant than the other one I was using, so that's the perfect vibe that I was going for, so I'm happy. It means I don't have to mix any more paint, which is nice. I'm just going to check the time, because, okay. I'm trying to like, get my hair out of the way. So much of it, I should tie it up for these. So what I'm doing with this colour, I am kind of going a little bit over the darker colour, but then not too much. So when it dries, it almost looks like there's this colour in the middle, but it's actually just this lighter red that's kind of overtaking the darker, and it looks more detailed than it actually is. And then once this part's dried, I'll go back in with like the yellowy colour and do a similar thing, and it just sort of creates, I guess, that gradient that makes it look more realistic. That is what I've discovered anyway, sort of through trial and error with this. I think this paint that I'm using now is a bit thinner than the one I was using before, so it just means it layers a bit differently. Thanks, Rowan. I hope you have a good night as well. Pick the phone up in a second and just show you guys what this is looking like, because I highly doubt that you can see it from where you are. So I will do that in a second. I am a bit sad though, because I put too much paint on this, and I want to use it. I don't want to waste it. Anyone has any like paint saving tips, I would love to hear them. This is for acrylic though, so I know oils it's a bit different. I'm not sure if you can save acrylics quite in the same way. I might pick up my phone now and just give you guys a bit of a close-up. This might end up being a bit of a disaster because I'm usually really bad at like aligning things, but We're gonna find out shortly. Okay. Ooh, get off the tripod. So, I'm not sure. It's kind of... God, this is a disaster. It's kind of tricky to see, but see how it's got like the darker color, and then that's the red I've put on. And it's almost sort of overlaying it down here, so it looks like 3 different ones. So that's kind of the effect that I was going for. But yeah, I will be back next week. So same time, same place. And yeah, we'll just keep going till it's done. Thank you everyone for joining, and see you next time. Bye.